Thank you so much for joining us here at the Florida School of Holistic Living. Today, we're going to be talking about an up-and-coming class called Herbal Manufacturing, Legal Considerations. And we're just going to go through a little bit of the information that you'll be getting in this class. My first thing that I love to tell people about this, and I know many of you have studied with me for many, many different kinds of classes. But one thing that I really like to share is that this is not my really favorite topic to talk about. And there's a reason for this. So in my book, The Natural Medicine Chest, I've written many books, but in this particular book, in The Natural Medicine Chest, we have a whole entire chapter about the aspects of natural medicine where there has been a huge suppression of natural medicine. And this has been true throughout the ages. In fact, there was a decline of herbal and natural forms of medicine in the United States between 1800 and World War II. And in 1847, the AMA, the American Medical Association, created the Code of Ethics of 1847. And in that code, it talked about the fact that it prohibited women and Negroes from being part of the association. And it also disallowed the white male-only members of the American Medical Association from consulting with any of those irregulars I just mentioned. So this is not new. That's the whole point. The suppression of natural medicine is not new. The owning it by just pharmaceutical companies is not new. And, you know, they started leaving herbal medicine alone about when I was doing it. So there's all kinds of information about the Council of American Medical Education. I'm going to take that down for now. The full chapter about that is in the book. But the point is that as of now, there's a massive reintroduction of the control of natural medicine to where you cannot even legally tell people. And then people are very surprised about that. So this class is kind of a warning, but if you do want to continue and make products to sell as part of your herbal life, I highly suggest you know before you go, because I do a lot of regulatory in the industry, both for the big companies, the herbal companies that you know well, not naming names today, and also for a lot of people who just, you know, they make a really beautiful tincture. Here's a great one someone made for me. This is, it says just for you because it was made just for me. And it's a beautiful blended glycerite with hawthorn and mimosa, very, very calming in a coconut glycerite. Beautiful little product. So she was thinking, because so many people loved it, and when they've been stressed out lately, they wanted this. The issue is you can give it away. You can not really sell it. It's a very difficult thing. You can, but do you want to put a lot of time and energy into something that is illegal? Might it not be better to at least know what you're up against first, rather than put a whole bunch of time, energy, and money into creating a little business, which is beautiful and may help a lot of people, only to get a warning letter suddenly by the FDA or the FTC. And then, you know, it's crying time again. You know what I mean? So really better. It's almost like, would you go drive a car and never take driver's ed and just go, well, here's a red light on the corner. Let me just go through it because nobody's coming. So it must be okay. When you do get stopped, saying, I didn't know that a red light means stop. Sorry, it won't get you off. And I'm very happy that I work in the industry. I'm very sorry that I have so many clients who are suffering now because they either didn't know or they thought they would just, you know, flout the rules and they're never going to get caught. So for instance, if you use in your name of your business the word apothecary, here it is right here, That is one of the things they are going after people for, because it says the word apothecary can only be used if the place of business is a pharmacy licensed by the state. So if you set up something called an herbal apothecary, a lot of people do, it's very unfortunate, but you're putting yourself at a lot of risk. And again, you can just figure they'll never find me or however you want to deal with it, but might not it be bad to at least know? So that's what we're going to really be talking about in our class today. Something like make sure how you label. You have to have this statement on any kind of bottle that you're going to sell. And what is a structured function claim? We're not going to learn everything about this topic in our one class, but we're going to give you tons of links of where to go to look. So you do not become someone who gets an enforcement letter by the FDA. And I'm very sorry to tell you, a lot of herbalists do. And many people have I was involved, by the way, in DSHEA, the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act in Washington, D.C., implementing it in 1994. We tried to make it as protective for people who are doing natural as possible, although it's certainly something to definitely be informed about. And here's one, just a very recent new one. Here's a warning letter to Desert Alchemist. And this was actually, look at the date, December 2020. I just want to show you this is going on daily. And this product was actually posted on Etsy. Very often people go, well, if I put it on Etsy, it's not going to matter. Well, here's this whole long letter to advise you the USDA and FDA and everybody else is coming after you, girl. And this is for Lion's Men. So it's not like, oh, I'll just go on Etsy and it'll be fine, or I'm just doing it anyway and it'll be fine. You can make that choice. I certainly am not one to tell you what kind of choice to make. What this class is about, two things. One is a warning, and certainly even more so, it's an education. So if you do want to proceed, how do you do it correctly? What are the rules for labeling? What are the GMPs? Setting up a manufacturing facility that meets all those GMPs. How do you do that? And after looking at it, many people, unfortunately, have told me, well, after looking at that, I decided that I really do not have the capacity to move forward as a manufacturer. But all is not lost, because you can do education. You can write a book, like I've written 15 books that has information about herbal medicine. You can teach classes locally or online about herbal medicine, like go outside and get some plants. I did for our last class. Here's the Bidens and Ixora, both of them antiviral. I'm allowed to tell you those, but I'm not allowed to tell you they're antiviral if I make them into a product to sell them to you. You see, so there's a lot of rules and regs to know. Might be better to know beforehand. Go, you know what? I'm just going to teach classes on how to make tinctures and glycerites. And I'm going to give the products away. I'm going to give them away, but have a business in terms of the teaching. That's fine. It's when you are selling a product that all these FDA rules and regs come into play. So that's it for our little class for today. Be sure you click the link if you'd like to sign up and join the class through the Florida School of Holistic Living. Until next time, this is Ellen Kamhi, the natural nurse, hoping that you stay healthy.